Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the test comes in the form of failure. You pour your heart into something and it doesn't work out. The project flops, the opportunity slips through your fingers, or the relationship you gave everything to falls apart. And it hurts. Oh, it hurts. But failure is not the end, it's the beginning. It's the starting point for something greater. The pain of failure is temporary, but the lessons you learn from it will last a lifetime. Tests refine, not define your character. Every challenge you face, every moment of adversity is an opportunity to shape the person you are becoming. These tests do not have the power to label you or set the limits of your potential unless you allow them to. They are not a final judgment of your worth or capabilities. Instead, they are tools chiseling away at your weaknesses and revealing the strength hidden within you. The trials you endure are not there to crush you, they are there to teach you, mold you, and prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead. But here's the truth that most people overlook: it is not the test itself that defines you, but your response to it. When life throws obstacles in your path, how do you react? Do you crumble under the weight of frustration and self-pity, or do you stand firm, determined to learn and grow? Your choices in these moments shape your character far more than the challenges themselves ever could. A setback is not a failure unless you refuse to get back up. A difficulty is not a defeat unless you let it rob you of your determination. Think about gold being refined in fire. It is heated to extreme temperatures, its impurities burned away, and what remains is pure, valuable, and stronger than before. This is the process of refinement. Life's tests act as that fire, purifying your soul, sharpening your mind, and fortifying your heart. Each experience, no matter how painful or uncomfortable, is preparing you for something greater. These tests are not punishments, they are opportunities to prove to yourself just how resilient and capable you truly are. When you understand that tests are a part of the process, you stop fearing them. You begin to see them as stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. You recognize that every failure, every rejection, every heartbreak is an essential part of your story. They are not the final chapters, but the plot twists that make your success even more meaningful. Tests may push you to your limits, but they are also the very thing that expands those limits. The key is to remember that no test is permanent. Circumstances will change, pain will fade, and the storm will pass. What remains is the person you become in the process. When you rise above the trials, you become someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared to face whatever comes next. The tests you face today are not there to define you as weak or incapable. They are there to show you that you are far more powerful than you ever imagined. So embrace the challenges, face the tests with courage, knowing that they are refining you, not defining you. Let them shape you into the person you were meant to be, a person of resilience, strength, and unshakable character. Failure is a teacher, not a dead end. It is one of the most valuable lessons life offers, yet so many people fear it, avoid it, or let it consume them. When something doesn't work out the way you planned, it's easy to feel defeated, to see it as the end of the road. But failure is not the final chapter of your story. It's merely a plot twist, an unexpected turn that holds within it the seeds of growth and wisdom. Every failure carries a lesson, and those who succeed in life are the ones who are willing to extract that lesson, learn from it, and move forward stronger than before. Failure teaches you things about yourself that success never could. When you succeed, you celebrate, but when you fail, you reflect. That reflection is where the real growth happens. Failure forces you to take a closer look at your actions, your decisions, and your mindset. It reveals the areas where you need improvement and challenges you to rise above your current limitations. It pushes you to dig deeper, work harder, and think differently. Without failure, there is no opportunity to learn what doesn't work, and without that knowledge, your potential remains untapped. The beauty of failure lies in its ability to redirect you. Sometimes, failure is life's way of telling you that you're not on the right path, that there's a better way, or that you need to grow before taking the next step. It doesn't mean you're not capable or that you'll never achieve your goals. It simply means that you're being guided toward a better outcome, one that you may not yet see. Failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey towards success. What breaks most people is not the failure itself, but their perspective on it. They let failure define them instead of refining them. They see it as a permanent mark on their identity rather than a momentary setback. But the truth is, failure only has the power you give it. If you see it as a teacher, it will teach you. If you see it as the end, it will stop you. The choice is yours. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count. They faced rejection, criticism, and defeat, but they didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used their failures as fuel, as motivation to keep going. They understood that every no brings them closer to a yes, and every fall prepares them to stand taller. So don't fear failure, embrace it, welcome it as a part of the process. When it comes, don't ask, why me? Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Because the lesson is always there, waiting for you to uncover it. And once you do, you'll realize that failure is not a roadblock, it's a bridge. It's not a punishment, it's a gift. Failure is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of something greater. Solitude and rejection build resilience. They are two of life's most challenging experiences, yet they hold the power to transform you in ways nothing else can. Being alone or feeling unwanted can cut deeply, but these moments are not without purpose. They strip away distractions, peel back layers of comfort, and bring you face to face with your inner self. Solitude and rejection are not punishments, they are opportunities to cultivate strength, clarity, and unshakable confidence in who you are. They are the crucibles that forge resilience, allowing you to stand firm in a world that often feels uncertain and unpredictable. When you find yourself in solitude, it's easy to feel isolated, as if the world has forgotten you. But solitude is a space where growth begins. Without the noise of others' opinions, expectations, or judgments, you have the rare chance to listen to your own voice. It's in those quiet moments that you discover what truly matters to you, what you believe, and what you want from life. Solitude pushes you to become your own source of validation, to rely on your own strength rather than the approval of others. That kind of independence builds a foundation of resilience that no amount of external validation can shake. Rejection, on the other hand, often feels like a blow to the heart. It stings because it feels personal, like a judgment of your worth. But rejection is not an end, it's a redirection. It's a moment that forces you to reassess, to ask yourself hard questions, and to refine your approach. Rejection teaches you that life will not always go as planned, but that doesn't mean you're not capable or worthy. It shows you that setbacks are temporary, that the world is filled with endless opportunities if you're willing to keep looking for them. The resilience built through solitude and rejection doesn't come easily. It requires a mindset shift. When you're alone, it's tempting to focus on what you've lost or what you lack. But instead, use that time to build yourself. Read, reflect, plan, and grow. When rejection happens, it's natural to dwell on what went wrong. But instead, see it as feedback, as a lesson that points you toward improvement. Resilience comes from shifting your perspective, from seeing solitude as an opportunity for self-discovery and rejection as a chance to pivot and grow. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, it's about learning to navigate through it. It's about embracing the reality that you can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Solitude teaches you that you're enough on your own, that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's presence or approval. Rejection teaches you that setbacks don't define you, that they are moments of redirection, not reflection of your value. Think about the strongest people you admire. Chances are they faced both solitude and rejection. They've been tested by moments of loneliness where they had to build themselves from the ground up. They faced doors that closed in their faces, only to keep knocking until the right one opened. Their strength didn't come from an easy life, it came from enduring and overcoming the challenges that solitude and rejection bring. This resilience becomes your armor. It doesn't make you immune to pain, but it does make you unbreakable in the face of it. Solitude and rejection don't weaken you, they prepare you. They make you self-reliant, resourceful, and unafraid to face the world as it is. They teach you that you are your greatest ally, that you don't need to chase approval or avoid loneliness to find fulfillment. Embrace the solitude when it comes. Don't fear rejection when it happens. Understand that these are not signs of failure, but signs of growth. They are life's way of refining you, of preparing you for the bigger challenges and greater successes ahead. Solitude and rejection are not easy to endure, but they are some of the most valuable experiences you can face. They build the kind of resilience that allows you to stand tall no matter what life throws your way. Endurance is the bridge to greatness. It is the quality that separates those who dream of success from those who achieve it. Greatness is not a sudden gift, it is a destination reached through persistence, patience, and the unrelenting determination to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. Endurance is the ability to push through when the road gets rough, to rise again when you fall, and to carry on when others have given up. It is the quiet strength that keeps you going when everything inside you says to stop. Life will test your willpower, your commitment, and your resolve. There will be days when progress seems invisible, when your efforts feel futile, and when the weight of the journey seems unbearable. But this is where endurance steps in. It is not about perfection, it is about persistence. It is about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that your consistency will pay off. Endurance is about staying in the game long enough to see the results you're working toward. The path to greatness is rarely smooth or straightforward. It is filled with twists, turns, and setbacks. But every challenge, every detour is part of the process. Endurance teaches you that the journey itself is what makes you strong. It is in the long hours of effort, the countless failures, and the small victories along the way that your character is forged. Greatness is not about the destination, it is about who you become as you endure the trials of the journey. Think about anyone who has achieved something extraordinary, whether it's an athlete, an artist, a leader, or an entrepreneur. Their success was not the result of luck or ease. It was the product of endurance. They faced rejection, criticism, and moments of doubt, but they kept going. They refused to let temporary setbacks define their potential. They understood that every step forward, no matter how small, was a step closer to their goal. Endurance also requires faith in yourself, faith in your vision, and faith in the process. It's easy to start strong, to be motivated when everything is going well, but true endurance is shown in the moments of doubt and difficulty. It's about believing in your ability to overcome challenges, even when there's no immediate proof that you'll succeed. It's about holding on to your dreams when the world gives you every reason to let go. Endurance doesn't mean you won't feel tired or discouraged. It doesn't mean the journey will be easy or painless. It means that you will keep going despite the fatigue, the fear, and the frustration. It means that you will find ways to recharge, to refocus, and to keep moving forward, even if progress feels slow. Endurance is not about running at full speed all the time. It's about having the strength to continue step by step, no matter how long the road ahead may seem. Greatness isn't for those who quit at the first sign of difficulty. It's for those who embrace the grind, who see setbacks as stepping stones and challenges as opportunities. Endurance is the bridge that carries you over the gaps between effort and reward, between failure and success. It's the unyielding force that ensures you don't just start the journey, but finish it. The beauty of endurance is that it transforms you. It builds resilience, sharpens your focus, and strengthens your character. With every struggle you endure, you become tougher, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. Endurance is not just about surviving the hard times, it's about thriving through them and emerging stronger on the other side. So no matter how long the journey may seem or how hard the road gets, endure. Keep going, because endurance is the bridge to greatness. And when you cross that bridge, you'll realize that every step, every struggle, and every moment of persistence was worth it. Betrayal teaches wisdom, not bitterness. It is one of the most painful experiences a person can endure, cutting deeply into the trust and vulnerability we extend to others. When someone betrays you, it feels personal, as if your value or judgment has been called into question. Yet, within the sting of betrayal lies an unparalleled opportunity for growth and understanding. It is not meant to harden your heart or fill you with bitterness, but to sharpen your perspective and deepen your wisdom. Betrayal shows you the complexities of human nature. It reveals that not everyone you care for will have the same loyalty or intentions as you do. It's a lesson in discernment, teaching you to look beyond words and actions to understand motivations and character. While betrayal feels like an attack on you, it often says more about the betrayer than it does about you. It is a reflection of their choices, insecurities, and values, not your worth. Learning this is where wisdom begins and allows you to separate their actions from your identity. It is easy to let betrayal breed bitterness. The hurt can linger, tempting you to build walls around your heart to protect yourself. But bitterness is a trap. It doesn't shield you from future pain, it locks you in the past. Wisdom, on the other hand, frees you. It teaches you to take the betrayal as a lesson, to evaluate your relationships with a clearer eye, and to grow stronger without closing yourself off to love and connection. Wisdom is choosing to heal rather than allowing the betrayal to define you. Betrayal also teaches you about your own resilience. It forces you to confront the raw emotions of pain, anger, and disappointment, and in doing so, you discover your capacity to endure and overcome. Every betrayal is an invitation to reclaim your power, to refuse to let someone else's actions dictate your emotional state. The wisdom that betrayal brings is the realization that while you cannot control others, you can control how you respond. You can choose to rise above it, to learn from it, and to move forward without carrying the weight of resentment. There is strength in forgiveness, not for the betrayer's sake, but for your own. Forgiveness is not about excusing the betrayal or forgetting the hurt. It's about releasing the grip it has on you, freeing yourself from the cycle of anger and bitterness. When you forgive, you take back control of your heart and mind. Wisdom comes from understanding that forgiveness is not weakness, it's a declaration of your strength and refusal to be defined by the pain someone else caused. Betrayal also provides clarity. It strips away illusions and forces you to confront the reality of a relationship. Sometimes betrayal is the wake-up call you need to see the truth about someone or the dynamic you've been part of. It teaches you to trust your instincts and to pay closer attention to red flags you might have ignored. Wisdom lies in recognizing these signs earlier, not as a way to shut others out, but to create healthier boundaries in relationships moving forward. Ultimately, betrayal refines you. It teaches you who deserves your trust and how to safeguard it wisely. It doesn't mean you stop trusting, it means you trust smarter, with a deeper understanding of human nature and a greater respect for your own boundaries. It reminds you that while betrayal can hurt, it cannot break you unless you let it. Choose wisdom over bitterness. Let betrayal be a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Learn from it, grow because of it, and refuse to let it harden your heart. Instead, let it sharpen your mind and strengthen your spirit. Betrayal may momentarily shake your world, but it cannot define you unless you allow it. Wisdom is the gift you take from the ashes of betrayal, a gift that empowers you to rise stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the path ahead. Fear and self-doubt are challenges to conquer. They are two of the most common and paralyzing obstacles in the pursuit of success, and yet they are not permanent. They are forces that try to hold you back, to prevent you from stepping into your true potential. But the key to growth and achievement lies in understanding that fear and self-doubt are not signs of weakness, they are challenges to overcome, battles to be won. Every time you face them and move forward, you grow stronger, more confident, and more capable. Fear is a natural emotion. It is designed to protect us, to keep us from danger, but when it becomes a barrier to progress, it holds us back. Fear often arises when we step into unfamiliar territory, when we pursue new goals or face situations that make us feel vulnerable. It tricks us into believing we're not good enough or that failure is imminent. But fear is often a liar. It magnifies risks and minimizes our abilities. It makes challenges appear greater than they are, convincing us that we are powerless in the face of adversity. However, the truth is that fear can be managed, controlled, and eventually conquered. The key is to act despite the fear, to keep moving forward even when doubt clouds your mind. Self-doubt is just as insidious as fear, often feeding off it. It plants seeds of uncertainty about your abilities, your worth, and your future. Self-doubt tells you that you're not capable, that you don't deserve success, and that you'll never be enough. It holds you back from taking risks, from seizing opportunities, and from stepping into your own greatness. Self-doubt is the voice in your head that tries to convince you to play it safe, to stay within your comfort zone, and to avoid taking chances. It is a silent enemy that whispers to you, slowly eroding your confidence and your drive. But self-doubt is not the truth. It is a lie that you must challenge and overcome. The more you push against it, the more you take action in spite of it, the more you silence that voice and build the confidence to move forward. Fear and self-doubt are not your enemies, they are signals. They tell you that you are on the verge of something important, that you are pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone. These feelings often arise when you are about to grow, to learn, or to take your life to the next level. Instead of running from them, you should face them head on. Embrace them as part of the process. They will always be there when you challenge yourself, but you don't have to let them dictate your actions. The real power comes when you learn to act in spite of fear and self-doubt. Taking that first step, even when you're afraid, is the key to overcoming both. The more you expose yourself to the things that scare you, the less power they have over you. You prove to yourself that fear does not have control over your life. When you push through self-doubt and take bold action, you begin to build evidence against those limiting beliefs. With each success, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you can handle what comes your way. It's important to understand that conquering fear and self-doubt is a process, not an event. It's not something you will overcome once and for all. It's a daily practice of pushing against the fears that hold you back and silencing the doubts that undermine your confidence. It takes patience, persistence, and resilience, but over time, you will develop the mental and emotional strength to rise above them. The more you confront fear and self-doubt, the more you grow into the person you are meant to be. You realize that fear is not a signal to stop, but a sign that you are on the right path. You understand that self-doubt is simply a challenge to rise above, a call to prove to yourself that you are worthy of your dreams. The greatest accomplishments in life often come from those who dare to act in the face of fear and self-doubt. Think about any successful person you admire. Chances are they didn't get to where they are by being fearless. They got there by taking action despite their fear. They learned to trust themselves, to ignore the negative voices, and to keep moving forward no matter how uncertain the future seemed. Fear and self-doubt did not stop them, and they don't have to stop you either. You have the power to conquer these challenges. Every step you take, every decision you make in spite of fear brings you closer to your goals.